All right guys, how's it going? Matt here once again, and today we're gonna put together a video for you on surface piercings versus dermal anchors, and why you would want to go a dermal anchor over surface piercing. The only reason I really want to do this video is because recently I've been getting a lot of people coming in asking for surface piercings. You know, I'm just not a big fan of surface piercings. I'll be honest, I'll put it out there. Surface piercings, from my experience, tend to migrate out and reject a lot. In fact, I would say 90% of the time. Really, the only spot on the body that I see success with surface piercings is the back of the neck or the nape piercing. For some reason, and I don't know the science behind it, but the nape piercing tends to take surface bars really, really well. Okay, now ever since the invention of the dermal anchor, the subdermal anchor, however you want to refer to an anchor, surface piercings have kind of been outdated. We don't really do them anymore. Surface piercings originally, you know, you do them and you inform your client that, hey, this is just kind of a temporary piercing. And when they do reject, they really reject. So they leave you with a little bit of a scar, like a slit of a scar. It's not the most aesthetically pleasing look. With the dermal anchors, they're freaking awesome. You can get almost the exact same identical look as a surface piercing, just minus all that excessive healing you have to go through like a surface piercing. The dermal anchor, and when you look at them, it's just a little tiny post with little T-backing holes in it. And when you implant that in the skin, all it is a piercing. So you just kind of make a little piercing in the skin and pop that anchor in there. And then what happens is the skin grows around that anchor and locks it into place, okay? If you want the look of a surface bar, you just do 2 of them, okay? And it'll look identical to a surface bar. And what's great about those is there's very minimal healing involved. You only have to heal the little area around the anchor. Now, when you're going with the surface bar, what happens is you have to pierce a channel, okay? So let's say you're using 5/8 of an inch or an inch long surface bar. You have to pierce a channel from the exit to the entrance under the skin all the way through from one to the other, okay? Now, once you get the bar in there, that isn't 5/8 or an inch long channel, you gotta heal. That is a lot of healing. The body does not like to do that much healing with piercings. That's a lot of tissue to heal. Usually, they just end up rejecting and migrating right out. Another thing too with surface piercings, why I'm not a huge fan of them, you know, when you look at skin is constantly stretching and shrinking, okay? That surface bar doesn't really stretch and shrink with the skin. So let's say you wanna do them on your hip right here, okay? If you draw 2 dots, 5/8 or an inch apart, you know, and you put a surface bar in there, when you actually move, so if I go and raise my arm up all the way up like this, that is no longer 5/8 or an inch apart. It's like 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches. Okay, and that surface bar is not stretching with your skin. So every time you move, you're putting tension on that bar and you're actually tearing it a little bit and just causing trauma that eventually your body just rejects it right out. And then finally, like when it does reject it and it does heal, it leaves you like this long scar. Now with dermal anchors, you know, when you have 2 of them, let's say once again on the hip area, when you go and you move, you stretch around, you know, there's nothing connecting those 2 dermal anchors together. So therefore they move freely with your skin as it stretches and shrinks, therefore causing very little, if any, irritation to the anchors, resulting in, you know, really no migration. The only, you know, thing you really see with the anchors is maybe you might catch it and snag it and pop one out. But if that happens, not a big deal. Just go back and see your piercer, he'll pop it back in for you. It's a really simple, really easy fix. You know, a surface anchor, they're pretty awesome because when you take it out, you'll have a little dot of a scar, if anything at all. Like I said, there's just minimal healing with those, that it creates minimal damage and scarring. Once again, everybody's scarring is different. I have definitely seen some anchors where it heals a little bit of a raised bump, but still, compared to a surface bar, it's night and day. Hopefully that helps you guys out. That's kind of why I'm not a huge fan of surface piercings anymore. You know, 10, 15 years ago, I was doing them all the time, but now that we have the option of going with dermal anchors, man, it just doesn't even compare. Dermal anchors are amazing, they're awesome. I think they look good. If you ever want to take them out, they're really easy to remove. You know, just make sure you see a professional piercer can really help you out with that. He'll make it smooth and easy on you. Now, if this video has kind of piqued your guys' interest for on dermal piercings and you want some more information, we did do a video about a year ago, which we're gonna put the link in the summary below, and it's on dermal piercing information and aftercare and just basically the whole package. So if you guys want to check that out, click the link below and it'll shoot you over to that. Hopefully it helps you guys, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next video.